Hello Aquarius, welcome. I'm Joy and this is Taurus Tours Tarot, and we are connecting to spirit, connecting to source, connecting to the quantum field, the collective conscious, whatever you know, however you choose to identify it. So before I came on, I did a little meditation and I asked for the messages to come in, the message that was important for you to hear, you know, the energy that, you know, needed to be expressed. And what I got in my vision was these homes under construction, and but they were just like these frames of the homes, and so they were nowhere near being complete, and they were empty, and I got the feeling of loneliness. So I'm not quite sure what that is about, but you know, let's take a look. So, well, there you go. We have the Five of Cups, and that's definitely a a card of like feeling some loss, and this guy is definitely feeling a loss, but you know, 3 cups are spilled over, but there are 2 cups behind him that are full, you know. And check out that sky in the background. That's a pretty oops, sorry about the lighting, but I mean, that's a pretty nice sky. That's like the sky is on fire, you know, like the sun is setting. It's like in Hawaii here, we have these beautiful, beautiful sunsets that will just stop me in my tracks, even though I see them all the time. They're one of those things that you just always have to stop and look because they're just so beautiful, right? And that's what it looks like. And there's birds flying in the background, you know, there's lots of greenery, trees, shrubs, grass, but this person is pretty sad about it. He's pretty sad. And he's got this armor on. And so I'm really feeling like this sadness is related to this armor that this person is carrying around. You know, so I think it's important for you right now to be looking at your emotions and trying to understand where this sadness is coming from. Is it about loneliness? Is it about, I feel like it is, but it also feels like it's like, you know, it's self-inflicted. Like, you don't have to be lonely. You need to take off this armor, all of this protection, like, you know, like building walls, wearing armor, same thing, right? It's like you're trying too hard to protect your emotions, that you're not allowing what it is you're seeking in, because you have all these barriers up. Okay, look, and then here we have another 5, but this is the 5 of Swords. And again, like, this feels very much connected to this card. I mean, 2 5s, right? To me, 5s are about transformation. They're like these transformational energies where, like, you know, something has to change. Like, you're at this breaking point where, you know, something has to change it, or you're going to continue in these lower vibrational states. So this 5 of Swords here, 5 of Swords for me is usually like an ego card, right? And so maybe that has to do with it, because I am hearing ego. It's almost like, you know, there's this image that you have of yourself that you feel like you need to live up to, and at any cost, even at the cost of like losing friends, losing family, at the cost of being lonely, at the cost of being alone. It's like you're trying to keep up this image of being strong and mighty and having it all together, but you know, but deep down inside, what you're really feeling is this loneliness, this sadness, this, I don't know, loneliness. That's all I can describe it as, you know. But it's because of the walls and the armor that you insist on wearing, in order to keep intact this vision of yourself and what you think you're supposed to be. But this is not bringing you any joy in your life. And it's in fact, this energy really needs to be transformed into a higher expression. Okay? The Four of Pentacles, holding on. So it's, you know, you're definitely holding on to this idea of self, of being strong, having it all together, being smart, whatever it is that your ego is wanting to hear in order to feel good about itself. You're definitely holding on to it. You're holding on to it. You're holding on to that armor, that protection. And it's really time, though, to be letting it go and to really connect more with your emotions. Your emotions, right? This is definitely a very highly emotional card, right? So this Queen of Cups is telling you, pay attention to your emotions, learn from them, let them be your guide. This feeling that you're feeling now, this sadness, is it worth this image of yourself that you feel like you need to maintain? Is it worth it? If it is, then by all means, you know, by all means, continue. But if this feeling is not something that you want to perpetuate in your life, then it is really time to let go, of this ego, let go of this idea of yourself, or this idea of how you're supposed to be, or how you know, other people want you to be, and do some real work. Do some real work to get in touch with yourself and your emotions and what you're feeling and your flow, your energy, your, you know, your soul, your core. Get in touch with that and understand that your emotions are your guide. They tell you, you know, what is not good for you by the way they feel, right? So like this feeling of sadness and loss and almost like emptiness, right? This feeling, it doesn't feel good. So why stay there? Why stay there? Open up to your emotions. Open up to your emotions. Open up to this Queen of Cups energy where, you know, love is flowing from you. And the only way that it flows from you is when you're full of it already, right? And that look at this, the feeling of this card is powerful yet calm. You see in the background, it looks like, it always reminds me of lightning. When you take a closer look at it, it's more like the sun reflecting off the clouds. But when I look at it through the camera, it always reminds me of lightning. And that tells me like there's this power involved. There's this electricity involved with the Queen of Cups here. And that she is definitely electric and powerful in understanding her emotions, in allowing her emotions to be her guide, to allow her emotions to move her in the direction that she was meant to be going in. Okay. Yeah, that is what it is. And this Three of Wands is really saying, you know, Three of Wands is like ships coming in, right? And I feel like this man is waiting for an arrival of something that is going to I just heard like starting a new business. It's like you're starting a new business and you're waiting for your goods to come in so you can, you know, begin to build that business. And that's what this feels like. So for you, what it's really saying to me is that this Queen of Wands is is coming in for you. This Queen of Wands is coming in for you. This energy of, you know, allowing your emotions, being in touch with your emotions, using your emotions as a guide. It's coming in for you, and it's a good thing. But you have to be in this space of letting these lower vibrations go, of letting this ego go. I mean, the ego serves its role for us, right? But when you're so caught up in it that you are not putting your attention on other things like your soul's growth or humanity's growth, then the ego can become very detrimental for you, right? And the fact of the matter is that the ego can also be very alienating. Yeah, and I always feel like this man, this person is so caught up in their feelings about themselves and what they and the image that they want to project, that it's usually at the cost of isolating others, and others who may actually, you know, love us very much and want to fulfill this, you know, help us to fulfill this void that you're feeling, right? But your ego is just like pushing them away. And so it's really time to let go of that. Really time to let go of that and allow this Queen of Wands energy to come in so that you can start moving in a new direction. Okay? I hope that makes sense for you. That is what it is. Yeah, it's important to always keep that ego in check, right? And, you know, we all go through those little, you know, peaks and valleys of where we get really caught up in our ego and, you know, or when we're able to release it a little bit and be aware of the role it's playing in our lives and, you know, maybe not give it a starring role in our lives, and instead, you know, letting our emotions have a bigger stage, right, as opposed to our ego. Okay, so I'm gonna stop there. Yep, it is what it is, Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. You know, I love you, and I'm sending you lots of love and positive energy through these difficult times because whew, it's heavy out there. It's definitely heavy out there. So, aloha, much love, and namaste.